25-year-old chimp. 14th of October 2025. What the fuck am I doing? Your 20s is the time for figuring out your life, and with all the figuring out I've done, so to speak, I feel like I barely moved the needle. I'm 25 now. The sun is starting to set now on this life period. I feel pretty close to fucking clueless as for what my life is to be. Sure, I've done some things, having lived and learned a bit, yet really I'm still just another chimp of a human doing dumb shit without a clue. Sure, I've got some good things going for me, like not being a druggie, going gym consistently, this writing practice, etc. But does that make me even more of a failure because of my position or ability to be better, or make successes happen more easily than other people with such opposing things? I know I'm just the same as anyone else, as we're all trying to figure out what the fuck our lives are, so I know I shouldn't think this, but people around me all seem to actually more or less have lives in a sense with shit going on for them, whereas I don't. People seem to know what they're doing in my perception, even if in truth they don't. I'm sure some do know what they're doing, and are doing it well. Comparison of types of lives lived isn't my point, of better jobs or incomes or whatever the fuck. It's a comparison of fulfillment from doing a thing in a sense, of just experiencing shit. I don't even know if that makes any sense to myself anyways. It feels like people are picking from a list what they want to do or need to do to be able to do something else, all within a general sense of conventionality, and what's for me is completely outside of the box, or list in context, and doesn't even exist purely because I'm, in my own perception of myself, thinking differently to just picking a current option. I question reality because modernity perceivably sucks to me, at least for what's optionally available to me. I'm just a chimp aware of the cage I'm in, yet I've largely created the cage myself in my own mind. I feel as if I'm burdened by my own consciousness or awareness of myself and the world around me, of how it isn't in a broad sense for me, yet I know I can't go back to being unaware of living a quiet life of desperation. History is written by the winners. For the most part anyways, as for what's more widely known. Applying that to myself, what about my own history and life to be? The winners of my own history are the internal drives of will that have won authority over my actions with executive control. An internal contest of wills flowing transiently through the brain of this chimp, making both smart and dumb decisions. What part of me is writing my own history right now? Literally with this very pen and paper. Definitely a good part of me that cares, given that I'm 4+ years deep and 12.5 notebooks full into this thing making sense of my life, or at least trying to. I'm literally writing my own history, and also guiding myself to my future with it with better clarity or consciousness. The sequence of victors is what writes your history and sense of self in a basic sense. I think being aware of this helps out the more conscious internal drives of will, like critical thinking, having more consequential awareness. Knowing what you are presently doing is writing your story or a part of it, even if insignificant or a key moment. Interesting. Also, funny that just after writing that, I put my pen down and stared out my window and zoned out whilst playing with the skin of my upper inner bicep. The duality of man. Such existential awareness and consciousness, straight back into being a chimp. I mean, I do that sort of thing all the time with this. I'll go on Tinder between paragraphs, pat and talk to the cat sleeping behind me on the end of my bed, flex and stare at my absolute cannons for arms in my wardrobe mirrored door directly across from myself, or whatever the fuck between sentences. Point being that I'm just another animal in this world doing simple shit all the time. Yet, half the time my brain is just firing, wanting so much more for myself in terms of understanding myself and the world around me, and wanting better than what's perceivably available because what isn't existentially right or fulfilling enough for me. The simplicity of the conventional solutions just don't make sense to the complexities within my mind, yet still I'm just another animal existing, figuring shit out just like the rest of us. I think questioning shit such as purpose and reality is hard, which is why a lot of people don't. They get their answers by not having questions for the most part. The answers I get seem to just be more fucking questions. With that, my brain expends the energy on them, whether like a workout set and then rests by going back to monkey brain, swiping Tinder or staring thoughtlessly out the window, or as a whole workout and then I take a nap or watch Netflix to just shut off. I don't know whether or not I'm smart or thick as shit because of this sort of thing. Am I smart because I'm able to think such existential questions and grapple with them by even questioning the questions? Or am I thick as shit because I struggle to think up any real fucking answers and at some point go to monkey brain low power mode to recharge having a mental capacity? Probably both somehow. I've been here before when I was 19, 20, 21. Only then I was depressed because of a weaker mind. I sedated the existentialism in a sense, still having it but just quietly for the whole time until now. No fucking purpose or meaning, as another empty man more or less. An existential crisis for half a fucking decade. Wow. I think perceivably to normal people, whatever that is, or regular people, this sort of thing would be perceived as something like depression. It's not. Just because I feel bad when living a regular life, that doesn't mean I have a fucking mental illness because I have an abstract ability to question shit. I remember back in the day, being 20-ish, telling my cousin on Snapchat that I think I might be depressed. Her response was something like, maybe you should see a therapist. Makes complete sense for the information given. I posed a problem and she responded with a solution. My reaction to it was different though, because it wasn't what I wanted to hear from her, even though I didn't even know what I wanted to hear anyways. It was a judgmental what the fuck kind of reaction. I eventually realised that I just wanted to be in a broad sense seen or heard and not fixed or solved. If any woman ever reads this shit, I'll get it. I'm a man though. My ego is tied to problem solving feelings on my own. When it comes to feeling shit, that's when help is felt as being incompetent. I'll take help or a lesson of how to do a practical thing any day of the week to be better, but not emotional help because that makes me a fucking pussy. I have no issues dealing with emotion now from learning or relearning just to shut the fuck up and deal with it initially, which then evolved into just letting it pass as things aren't necessarily good or bad, they just are. Point being, feelings aren't the issue. What causes the shitty ones is or are. I don't need a shrink to prescribe me with a normal job to keep busy for a sense of progression and some meds to sedate my ability to escape that fucking box. Being at a factory job or whatever the fuck kind of job for me in the conventional world, scanning barcodes and cutting about on a forklift isn't fucking meaningful, even if I'm too tired or high as fuck on medication to remember that or care. Having no purpose or meaning isn't a diagnosis that can be treated as such. Back in the days of being 19, 20, 21, sure I had diagnosable symptoms of or from it, which I'm sure is why my friendship with that cousin essentially dissipated as a side note, to which I completely understand why. But having dealt with the symptoms, the problems are fundamentally still there though after the years. Purpose and meaning can't be extrinsically treated just by doing what society tells you to do, or sedation with whatever forms. Unless with luck that is truly what you want, then that's great. But at the same time, I'm aware that this is such a fucking champagne problem to worry about and berate myself for it as well. Rather than kill myself when I'm 40 having lived half a life as a half-life, I'm front-loading the existentialism and fucking dealing with it now before the problem becomes truly a question of existence in a coin flip of options sense. This took a dark turn, but truly I'm optimistic. I'm in search of a beautiful life, not a dull one. I question myself all the time for that decision with such self-doubt, yet I know I made the right call deeper inside. I'm a 25-year-old chimp. Just an idiot smart enough to question shit, questioning that itself whether it is smart or stupid to question shit anyways. The paradox of everything is unending questions to which the only way out is through, eventually landing on the simple answers anyways. The chimp that I am. All we want are the fundamentals: connection, purpose, meaning, status, power, resources, sex, legacy, etc. All possible with the conventional pathways in life, just all perceivably inauthentic to me, as illegitimate for myself to do so, knowing that truthfully, X, Y or Z isn't for me to bring such things with fulfillment to this chimp. This is the thing to solve. What the fuck am I doing with my life? I don't know right now, and not answering that question by being busy with shit that isn't existentially aligned is a start for what to avoid. Not doing the wrong things is the right start.